Welcome back. Let's check in with Talk Media News and find out what's going on in the world today with the Talk Media News Service today. This report brought to you by goatsfortheoldgoat.com and Ellen Ratner's new book, Loving What You Do, available in your local bookstore and all the usual suspects places. And on the line with us, Ellen Ratner herself. Hey, Ellen, what's going on in the world today?
It's not too late to purchase a goat for somebody for the holidays, for Christmas or for Hanukkah or whatever.
Yep.
And you get a certificate right away, and we're the only animal group that gives people a photograph with the animal and the recipient, and we only give out lady goats because they don't get eaten and they give out milk.
There you go.
Goatsfortheoldgoat.com.
And this
so that's
is
the advertisement. Okay. Yeah. Now, I want to warn all of your listeners, Tom, that the CIA, you think that you send something on one of those apps and it goes away and it will never be seen again. Well, guess what? One of the apps was actually invented by the CIA, and everything you write on an app goes to the CIA. So you have to be extremely careful.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about things like instant message?
Yeah, exactly. All of those.
Wow.
So we also know that, for instance...
How did we find this out, Ellen?
Well, I heard from somebody in the CIA.
Whoa. Okay.
And they invented a particular one, which I'm not going to talk about on the air, but I will tell you, just be careful of all of them. And we do know, for instance, there was an FBI agent who texted his partner, girlfriend or whatever at that time, who was an FBI attorney. 90 pages of their text messages are now in front of the House committee.
Wow, and that's just text messages. So that's just using...
Those are just text messages. As I always tell our interns and our staff, don't text or put anything in email that you don't want on the front page of the Washington Post.
I guess not. Amazing. Okay, what else is up?
So we do know today there was testimony. We haven't yet heard what all the testimony was. There was this was before one of the House committees. It was a regular oversight committee, but it's the vice president of the, or vice chair, or vice whatever it is, of the Justice Department testifying about all of this. Okay, now let's talk about the Moore defeat yesterday, and as my brother said, it's an early Hanukkah present for all of us.
Yeah, there you go.
But what's fascinating about that is, first of all, more African Americans voted in yesterday's election than voted for Obama in 2012.
Which is amazing.
Which is amazing. So they were able to get out the vote. And what they're trying to say now, and the Democratic National Committee had a conference call this morning and all that kind of stuff, and what they're trying to say is, hey, this means we can win the 2018 elections. But remember, this was one state. It took all this energy. He only won against this guy, Doug Jones, by 1.5%,
right,
which is not much considering, in my view, he should have probably taken the whole thing, given who Moore was and does.
Yeah, I'm guessing that the sexual allegations against Roy Moore probably pulled 5 to 10 points off his vote. So really, that's what took him down. And the Democrats are not going to be so fortunate as to have accused, child molesters on every single one of their ballots.
That's
it ain't going to happen.
Exactly right. And even if they did have child molesters in every state in 2018 or in every congressional district, the problem is they don't have the personnel or the money to put up a fight in every one of these districts.
Right.
Now, some of the districts are, reliable Republican and they don't care, and some are reliably Democrat and they don't care. So maybe you have 30, 40 districts that really matter, but you have a few Democratic senators and states that actually matter as well.
Yeah, so the take-home message is don't get too cocky about this. We still need to do the hard work. We still need people to get inside the Democratic Party and good candidates to be volunteering to run, particularly women right now, particularly people of color. This is a great time to reinvent the Democratic Party. Back to you, Ellen.
Right. Okay. So the other thing that I heard from our mutual friend, former Congressman Bob Ney, who I know gets on the air with you as well, is that he's very concerned that on December 12th, the Congress could have re-upped their concerns or whatever about Iran, and they let it go. And he says it's a lot of bluster and a lot of noise, but they're really not doing anything, even though the White House says, oh, well, the Iran deal is very bad. But the House and Senate, which has to really approve of it, hasn't done anything on it.
Well, you know what the intelligence services are saying is that every time the president or Republican members of Congress attack the Iranian nuclear deal, they are diminishing the possibility of a successful nuclear deal with North Korea. Because North Korea is looking at this going, yeah, the United States gave their word, they promised, they signed the agreement, and now they're reneging on it. Why should we cut a deal with them?
Well, that's exactly right. And the problem is people don't trust the United States anymore.
At least for the last year, yeah. And that's tragic.
So that's a very big one. Now, there's a couple other quick things, but the famous Omarosa from The Apprentice plans to leave the White House next month, but we don't know why. We have to wait for a leak on that.
Trump is losing his black friend.
Yes, and the person that supposedly supported him completely and totally.
Right. She was his liaison to the African American community. I wonder if it has to do with Roy Moore's loss in Alabama.
Well, we really don't know.
Yeah.
By the way, when the vice president or vice chair of the Justice Department spoke today to the House committee, he said there was no good cause to fire Mueller. So he's not taking the fire Mueller cause up in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, this is Rod Rosenstein, right?
That's right.
Number 2 guy in the Justice Department. Yeah, I thought that was fascinating. His testimony didn't seem to produce any blockbusters or bombshells. It seems like it was.
Of course not, because there is no blockbusters. I mean, aside from the fact that the CIA was able to get 90 pages
of text messages,
which is really quite unbelievable. Also, now this is pretty interesting. As you know, Christine Gillibrand is the senator from New York. And as you know, she was on the Today Show this morning.
Yeah. Ellen, I'm sorry, we're out of time.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear it.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm sorry. We'll be back.